Yet another day, and we want to do a very quick follow-up on our gold trade analysis. So gold has been looking good, so amazing, and giving us good structure. So very quick, real quick, let me just remove everything and start off the daily time frame. So I'll just delete this alert of mine too, right there. Now what do we see? Basically, this is just an uptrend. The market has been moving up, right? So as usual, we just need to identify our key levels. We had this as the last high, we had that as a last low, and of course we had this level 2 which gold broke, and another one right here where we are currently cruising in, right? Now previously I've said that once we see gold going back to this level, we need to understand the reaction, because this might be a head and shoulder before we see gold dropping, right? So all we need to do is just understand what gold is doing around this zone right here. That is it. If we see bullish property, we react to that. If we see bearish property, we should react to that. You understand? So real quick, let's go to the H4, something like that. Okay, so what do we see? This is H4. Over here we see we had a trend. Of course, we had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and of course a high. Kind of the market wants to give us a higher low, but then if you look to the left side, there's also this zone right there. So basically there's also a possible left shoulder head and a possible right shoulder right there to take the market all the way up, right? So at the same time, when we incorporate trend line, let's start our 1 2 3 right there, and let's go to the 1 hour. As long as it makes sense, we go for it. So I'll remove this. No, sorry, I'll remove that right here. So this is what we see. Make sure we adjust everything. That is it. Hope it makes sense now. Then I think I should remove that. So this was the last high. Let's just bring this back, and of course we see this level right here where gold currently is cruising in. Correct. Now how will we know that this is a selling market, or how will we know that this is still a buy market? So those are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Let me remove this, right? So this is it. Now if gold wants to turn our buys to sells, then we should call this as a new low. If she decides to break out of that new low, something like this, then we should be looking for bearish properties and try to take the market back to this level right here. At the same time, if we want to understand that this is a buying market, gold needs to tell us. What do I mean? This is the last high right here. Let's mark that. And of course, let's mark this. I think we should just remove this right here. Let's mark out this level as the last low. So right now we're in the middle of this level right there, a high and a low. So a break above, we should be looking for buys, and a break below, we should be looking for sales. But it doesn't mean that, oh, gold has taken out this high, let's start buying. You should add more confluence to tell you that it wants to go up, because it might be a false break, then you see it does this, continue dropping. At the same time, if you see gold breaking, oh, we should be looking for sale. Might be a false break, you see gold going back, coming back, giving you an inverse head and shoulder. So market is always crazy, right? So if we go to the 15 real quick, this is it. But for now, all we see, we're still on an uptrend, right? But we should be waiting for a proof that we are ready to go up or even to go down, right? So this is it. Once we see gold taking out this high, look for a pullback. And of course, when you see gold pulling back right there, then that is when you should be looking for your bullish properties, something like this, then continue riding the wave. In fact, remember, our anticipation should be this high right here. I think that makes sense, right? At the same time, if she doesn't break, she might go back right here. Now, when you see gold dropping, you should understand that kind of a drop. Once you see gold dropping in a kind of a bearish flag, something like this, you see gold drops, then starts playing around this level right there, that's just a sign to tell you that she wants to break and go all the way down. But if you see gold dropping in this kind of a manner, start doing this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is just a sign that it wants to go up, because this is just a continuation pattern or a bullish flag to tell you that gold wants to go or break out of this high. So those are the things that we should be watching out on gold. So let's see how many pips this should be in case we get a drop. That's around 12,000 points. Not bad. 12,000 points is still good, right? That's 1,000 pips, at 1,200 pips, I believe so. But then if we get a break above also, that's 10,000 points. But we, generally we'll still on an uptrend. So a break above, we should be cruising nicely. So either way, each side still good, to capitalize, whether it's a buy or a sell. So real quick, I don't know, let's talk about the JPY. I was seeing let's see, Swiss franc JPY too. I think we should analyze that. Let's start from the daily. Good. As usual, this is the last high right there, and of course this is the last low. So 90%, we understand that there is that possibility that we should continue cruising all the way up. At the same time, to my understanding, this might be just a continuation pattern right there, a bullish flag, impulse correction. So we should be anticipating that push to the top. Now understand previous level, we should have this right there, that's the previous level. So as usual, let's just bring in that and try to clone it somewhere around that. So I hope that's it. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get a trend line. 1 2 3, and as long as it makes sense, guys, we go for it. That's it. As long as it makes sense, we go for it, baby. We had a touch right there, a touch and a touch. Makes sense to me. It makes sense. Let me just adjust this right here, right there. Correct. It makes sense to me. It makes sense. So yeah, I see. Oh yeah, 4 hour is breaking, which is amazing, right? So 4 hours breaking out of that double bottom. Remember, the screen is flipped, double bottom. So I'll hit this, which is amazing. Of course, we had a trend. We won't forget about the trend right there. Okay, so let's hit the H1. You see what I'm talking about. 4 hour has already broken out of this double bottom. So I think we should start looking for bullish properties. Let's just edit this right there. Of course, we still anticipate a touch, first touch, second touch, and of course a third touch. People are going to look for their sales, something like this. But then if we look for our buys, then that will be an amazing thing. Over here, left shoulder head, right shoulder, we should be going up, right? So with that, let me see. Now let me take it to the H1. I mean H4. Makes sense to me. It makes sense. But at the same time, there's this level right here. There's this level right here. Right here. So we should understand how she's going to behave around that level, though. But This is, of course, this is just an early entry, but all I see is just the market giving me, a sign that it wants to go up. Who knows? you know we should just see how the lower time frame is going to react once we see the H4 closing, because I think it's like 1 minute 20 seconds before we see the market closing. So I mean the H4 candlestick closing. So if I have this right there, and let's go to the 15 minutes and understand what the market is doing off that level or of that zone, right? Let's just anticipate a break right there, and of course I want to right there. Makes sense. First touch, we anticipate second touch, something like that. So just keep your heads up, guys. If you don't see those amazing anticipation, they don't take your trade unless the market is telling you something otherwise. We just react what the market is telling us. We will just have anticipation, our analysis, but then if the market doesn't respect that, tells us otherwise, then all we need to do is just react to what we see. So check out my Telegram link in the description box below, and until next time, amigos, peace.